put the camera down. Okay. Today we're talking about the importance of putting the camera down. Today we're talking about the importance of detaching yourself in order to reattach to reality, you know? So basically I'm kind of saying this in the sense of I've been traveling a lot lately. I have felt more present than I've ever felt when I put the camera down. We all want this sense of, I don't want to call it fame, but this sense of fulfillment from the outside world or society. And a lot of things that just simply don't really matter as much as we think they matter. And a lot of the time this cloud comes over our mind when we don't just simply put the camera down. Whether you're a content creator, whether you're an influencer, photographer, videographer, whatever you are, whoever you are in front of or behind that lens, you need to know when to put the camera down in order for you to reconnect with yourself and reconnect with your own sense of creativity. And I feel like that only comes when you put that camera down. When you have the camera up so much and you're always filming, and all you're thinking about is creating in the next step to get you to that next level, it's very hard for you to listen to your inner self because you always have that camera up. Whether that camera is your physical camera, your physical DSLR, your physical mirrorless, your DJI Osmo Pocket 3, whatever camera it is, whether it's your iPhone, whatever that camera is that you always have up, whether you're holding it, whether you're going through it, whether you're scrolling, whatever you're doing with that camera, sometimes you got to put it down to really understand yourself, to really listen to your inner individual, your inner you, your future self. What is the image that you have for yourself in the future? And how can you listen to that person in order to elevate your current life, right? And that only comes once we put that camera down. So when you put the camera down and you detach, such as detaching from social media, detaching from different societal norms, different things that society continues to put in your face, whether it's Instagram's highlight reel or TikTok's dopamine hits, whatever it is, putting that down, putting down your DSLR from clients and always shooting and always worrying about the next thing or always forcing yourself to create something. The beauty comes when you're able to put it down, because you're going to one day have a life to where you're fighting for this life of freedom. You're fighting for this sense of freedom, and you never allow yourself to get a taste of freedom to know what it feels like for you to really be able to truly enjoy it, because we're all fighting for freedom in a sense. It's all that we really truly want. No matter how you package it, no matter how you put it, we're all fighting for a sense of freedom, to feel free and to feel fulfilled. That's all that we truly want. Or a sense of happiness that we think we're going to get out of the things that we're doing. We're expecting to get a sense of happiness out of all of these minute things that we're doing daily. We're pushing, but we never allow ourselves to feel, whether it's the fruit of our labors or to feel that sense of freedom that we so long for and want. And I feel like that is the thing that's important. I feel like allowing yourself to detach, to really feel what it is that we want and to feel what it is that we're going to get in the future, you know? So if you sit down, you take your time and really, really think about what it is that you want in the future, you have to allow yourself to detach in order to get these things that you want in the future. So put that camera down, okay? That's just like the starter, I guess. I don't know. You guys know I ramble a lot and I'm sorry. But lately I went to the gym today, and it made me think about the importance of putting the camera down. Lately, I've been doing this vlogging series where I vlog every single day of my life and show you guys the lesson of the day and talk about the day and do a day in the life and all of this stuff. And it's like my mind gets so clouded with content and clients because I'm always around cameras and I'm always in the camera and I'm always behind the camera, and everything always involves a camera. And it's like, yes, I have this vision of myself for the future. Yes, I have this version of myself for the future, but there's a time where it comes when you have to detach in order to reattach. So today I went to the gym without my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and I decided to just go and be present in the gym and use my fitness app and not scroll and listen to music that I enjoyed, whether that was that hood rat music or whether it was Khalid and some chill vibes, whether it was Rod Wave or some of my little country songs I like to listen to. It allowed me to detach in order for me now to be able to reattach and appreciate the thing that you're building. So when you allow yourself to be able to detach, you can fully actually appreciate the fruits of your labor, live in those fruits of your labor, but also appreciate the things that you're doing and the essence in which you're creating. And I feel like that's so important because you get clouded so much by shooting, whether it's clients or personal. And it's also really hard to find that balance too when you are doing, client work all the time and you're doing personal work all the time. It's so hard to find that balance. But once you find that, you're never really truly going to find balance. If we're going to be honest, if I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys, it's never really truly going to be a complete balance because something's going to come where you have a deadline you have to meet, or you have a client you have to shoot for, or you have something that you just have to do that will never truly be able to give you that balance that you want, or that stability, or that true, that true detachment that you want, unless you just that head honcho, you get to that point where you're that head honcho. But there's gonna be times where things happen and it's abrupt and it catches you off guard, which will knock off your sense of balance. You may be strong for a week, having your schedule together, everything lines up, everything goes perfect. But if you have too perfect of a schedule and one thing knocks off, it knocks off your whole flow, your whole sense of balance, and that whole sense that you have of everything's going right, everything's going good, and that sense of dopamine. That one moment that something knocks off, you have to be ready for everything to not fully go right, so that when it doesn't go right, you're not caught off guard and it doesn't mess up your whole aura, your whole sense, your whole center of chakra, And I've had it to where I plan things so much, and when they don't go as planned, when one thing doesn't go as planned, I get so mad because it's like, man, I planned it to the T. Why did it not work? And it's because it's life. It's because things aren't going to go as planned. Things aren't supposed to go as planned, because if you didn't have challenges for you to overcome, you wouldn't be going through life. You wouldn't be facing life. You wouldn't be going through these things that make up the life experience. If everything was easy, everything was handed to you and there were no challenges, you wouldn't grow as an individual. You wouldn't build as a person, and you wouldn't be as self-aware to know that you're growing or building as a person if you don't allow yourself to detach and put down the camera. Us photographers and videographers and content creators, it's so easy for us to always have it up because that's our identity. But sometimes you got to put it down to find your true identity as an individual. How do you view yourself? How do you see yourself? What vision do you have for yourself aside from the vision that social media has created for you? Because social media will start to create an image for you that you will now begin to have to live. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm turning it off right now. I forget to turn my D&D on. But social media will create an image for you that you may not necessarily believe in for yourself or feel that's true to you, right? And it becomes an image that you now have to live through or now have to live with. That's why I don't want to say preach, but I always tell you guys to be very careful with the way that you grow and and the things that you show. So be careful in the way that you grow and the things that you show, because there are times and places for everything, and you don't want to show and give up everything. And you don't want to do things that go against your morale or go against who you are as an individual, right? Because you'll start to do these things, and the way that you grow and the things that you show, you will have to keep up with them if you can't sustain them. So imagine you're doing things that go against your morals, go against who you are as an individual, and you gain immense praise for these things. But you weren't able to detach yourself enough from the camera, from the limelight, from everything that's going on to be able to see, is this aligning with my purpose? Is this aligning with who I am as an individual, or is it clouding my judgment? Is it clouding who I am because this is what everyone else wants from me, but what do I truly want from me? And if you don't detach from the camera and you don't detach from that light, you won't be able to truly see, am I following my purpose? Am I following my path that I set out for myself? Am I following that, or am I falling off from the path that I had set for myself and just doing what the viewers want me to do? Am I being a slave to the system in a sense? Are you selling yourself in a sense and doing only what they expect of you and only what they want of you? But you started this journey, this path, in order to be free, and you have lost your sense of freedom. You're forgetting who you are. I always tell you guys, you can't forget who you are, and you're starting to forget who you are simply because you're not able to detach and remember who you are. You're not able to detach and remember your affirmations, your goals that you have written down. I tell you guys all the time, write it down. Write it down, make it plain, make it simple, make it easy for you to understand. Create the blueprint for yourself. Be the blueprint. And when you are that blueprint, it will make it so much easier for you to conquer the things that you want to conquer in life. You have to be the blueprint. You have to create that blueprint. You have to remind yourself of the blueprint, because sometimes you'll get off track and you won't notice that you're off track because you're always in the camera. You're always holding the camera. You're always in front of or behind the camera. You don't never notice that you're falling off because you don't give yourself time to detach in order for you to reattach. You have to detach and assess. You have to do a self-audit on yourself to understand, am I going the right direction? Am I doing the things that I said that I was going to do? Am I playing when am I playing when I said I was going to play? Am I striving when I said I was going to strive? Playing in the sense of the game. Am I playing my game? Am I playing my player? Am I being the person that future me is? And am I following the characteristics in the track that future me would be following? Am I doing the things that version of myself that I want to be like, the person that I see myself as? Am I following that blueprint? Or am I following the blueprint of society and doing the things that they want me to do? Am I being a slave to the system? Am I continuing to be content within this paradigm? Am I not striving for more? And I feel like striving for more also falls under always being a student, always allowing yourself to be able to strive for more and learn more, because a lot of us get stuck in our ways. When you start to make a certain amount of money and you're content with that certain amount of money and that money is becoming constant, you don't want to strive for more. Or when your expectations are continuously being met and you're constantly getting the same amount of dopamine and validation through whatever you're getting validation through, a lot of us don't want to strive for more. And I feel like that creates a problem within itself. And that creates a problem within yourself because you don't want to strive for more. And the only way for you to know whether you should strive for more or know if you're on the right track to strive for more is to detach from the camera. Detach from the camera. Detach from the camera. We're in a world and society of content. Everything's content. Everything needs to be televised and documented. And a lot of us have started this journey of content creation to be our own historian, to be the historian of our family, to be the historian of our own lives, so that we can look back on the things that we've documented and things that we've gotten through, which is why I started. But you have to be able to detach in order for you to reattach and understand if you're on the right track or the wrong track. With that being said, I love you guys and I thank you guys so much. I just try to do these self-audits. I'm gonna try to do a self-audit maybe once a week or once a month or whatever it is, for me to just think back, like, okay, what's the lesson of the week? What have I learned from this last week of living that I can teach, and maybe not even necessarily teach, but instill into you guys and make you guys think like, okay, am I doing this? Am I doing this to myself? Can I do a self-audit on myself? Like, can you do a self-audit on yourself to know whether you're striving when you're destined to strive and going to that next level when you're destined to go to that next level? Are you pushing yourself past certain limits that you have set for yourself subconsciously, and you're locking yourself within that box, but you know that you're destined for more? You know that you're supposed to be driving for more. So let me know down below. If you guys like videos like this, if you guys like self-audits and personal audits and things that just push you past the second limit that you have for yourself. Until next time, taxi.